Hi, I am Michael Kurash and welcome to Design Santa Barbara. This week we are in Santa Barbara Design Center exploring the history of entertainment and advertising art. Please join us. For as long as there has been performing arts, there has been a need to advertise it. The first public theatre in England opened in London in 1576. Performances at the first theatres were announced by distribution of handbills. Handbills were sheets of paper printed in mass quantities for as little money as possible. They often featured text in various forms of typography detailing the upcoming event. Larger posters were influenced by French theatre companies who visited London in the 17th century. As printing techniques developed, so did the quality of advertising. Colors and images were added, and as the stars rose to prominence, so did their place on advertising. Names such as Edwin Booth and Sarah Bernhardt packed theaters when they were attached to a show's handbill. In Paris, in the late 1800s, Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec created some of the most famous posters and prints to enter the pop culture medium. His posters for Le Moulin Rouge established the Paris nightclub as an icon of culture and dance. Lautrec's vibrant colors make his posters explode off the pages as he showcases the can-can and other risque dances from the era. At the same time, in America, a thoroughfare in New York was becoming its own cultural center. Broadway and the American stage was entering a renaissance, and the artwork advertising it reflected the new wave in theater. The rise of Broadway musicals saw advertising with colorful, new artwork reflecting the energetic shows they were selling. As the world grew closer to war, patriotism was a common theme in art. George M. Cohan's star-spangled musicals showcased the American spirit with great vigor. Within a few years, World War I was in full swing, and America's entrance into the war led to a whole new genre of art. To merge this popular form of advertising with key messages about the war, the US government's Public Information Committee formed the Division of Pictorial Publicity in 1917. The chairman, George Creel, asked Charles Dana Gibson, one of the most famous American illustrators of the period, to be his partner in the effort. Gibson, who was president of the Society of Illustrators, reached out to the country's best illustrators and encouraged them to volunteer their creativity to the war effort. These illustrators produced some indelible images, including one of the most iconic American images ever made, James Montgomery Flagg's stern image of Uncle Sam pointing to the viewer, above the words, "I want you for US Army." By the time World War I ended, the motion picture industry was exploding across the globe. Hollywood and its surrounding areas, including our beloved paradise of Santa Barbara, were churning out motion pictures almost daily. As the films traveled across the country and globe, advertising for them became flashier to entice audiences. Early film posters were treated as ephemera, or items not meant to withstand the test of time. As such, some are very rare. An original 1931 poster from the Universal monster film Frankenstein sold for close to $400,000 at auction. There are other posters from this era in private collections that, if they were to go to auction, would surely exceed $1 million in value. When we come back, we will learn more about the fascinating history of entertainment art. Stay tuned. There is more Design Santa Barbara after the break. On this edition of Michael's Minute, I would like to talk to you about mid-century modern furniture. Mid-century modern is described as the period between 1933 and 1965, in which designers such as Eames and Nakashima used clean lines and futuristic materials to propel design into a post-war era. At Santa Barbara Design Center, you can see and feel a variety of mid-century inspired furniture, including our signature leather chairs and recliners with classical wood frames. Accent them with side tables, daybeds, ottomans for a slick, artistic look. Customize these pieces to fit your home perfectly. To bring mid-century modern style to your home, please visit us at Santa Barbara Design Center, 410 Olive Street.
Welcome to Rugs & More. We provide the West Coast with the most comprehensive collection of new, oriental, and antique rugs. Rugs are solid art investments and often become cherished family treasures. Our limitless inventory will warm up your home. Exotic or traditional, tribal or modern, our rugs weave stories through intricate patterns, compelling colors, and touchable materials. #1 in Santa Barbara for over 20 years. Visit us today at Rugs & More, 410 Olive Street in Santa Barbara.
Welcome back to Design Santa Barbara. Today we are exploring the fascinating history of entertainment art. Please join us. As the motion picture business expanded, so did the artwork used to advertise it. Epic motion pictures like Gone with the Wind were advertised with ornate posters featuring vivid colors. Artists were commissioned to create grand paintings that would serve as a sweeping image of what the film represents to help fill the auditoriums with eager moviegoers. In 1962, the 20th Century Fox epic Cleopatra focused in on the stars of the film, Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. A painting was commissioned to show them in character as Antony and Cleopatra. When the actor Rex Harrison, who was playing Julius Caesar, found out, he made the studio add him to the painting, in character as well, so as not to diminish his star power. The era of film noir saw many posters designs lifted from the covers of Pulp Fiction books featuring trench coats, revolvers, and beautiful women seeking the help of a private eye. With the coming of the space age, the design of movie posters changed as well. Posters for black and white movies had been painted using pastel colors. But with Technicolor extravaganzas showing up on the screen more and more, the posters became brighter and cleaner. Take a look at this poster for the Alfred Hitchcock masterpiece Vertigo. The artist Saul Bass is iconic among designers for his space-age influences. This poster served as an influence for the opening sequence of the hit television series Mad Men. Some artists were so beloved that they were hired over and over again for films. Their designs were instantly recognizable. Take a look at some of these works, all by the same artist. As times changed, so did the styles of movies, but the core themes remained. Now let's look at examples of two film posters created over 30 years apart, but with similar styles. As we talked, we have this beautiful poster that is in pastels. First thing you see the African Queen, very bold, very visible. Then we have the actors Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn. At the first glance, you see the whole show and the whole movie at once. You have a sense of action, you have the main characters, and you have a sense of adventure. And as such, it catches a lot of eye and you want to see this movie. Now 30 years later, we have very similar images. Again, we have the main actors, we have, again, the same theme. There's a lot of action, and this entices you to go and want to see the movie. 30 years apart, but the same results. Now I want to show you how movie posters move to minimalist styles. Now we have a poster from the 1990s, a different era, and now we don't see the whole movie in one sense. So this is from Jurassic Park, from Steven Spielberg, and this is on a loan from my producers kindly that used to belong to Eileen Adler, the mother of Steven Spielberg. Anyway, so the deal here is that it is very minimalistic, but it doesn't show what is gonna happen, but intrigues you just enough to want to go see the movie. Today, movie posters are considered works of art and are proudly displayed in homes. They can show a guest what taste in films you have, or adorn a screening room, man cave, game room, or a garage. If you do not have the wall space for them, there are countless books that you can display and enjoy hundreds of posters printed in the highest quality. For example, here we have two books of posters. This particular one is from Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho and the various posters of Psycho in it. And as you can see, these are beautifully made and you can enjoy it on your coffee table. Or we have this beautiful King Kong poster from the 1930s. That's the original one, will be greatly in excess of $500,000, but you can have this sitting on your coffee table for a little money and enjoy it. Movie posters are also highly collectible, with auctions and dealers all over the world. One aspect to movie posters that can increase the value exponentially is autographs from people involved in the film. Now here we have a one-sheet original poster from the movie Somewhere in Times from 1980. By itself, because it's a cult classic movie, will be worth maybe a couple of $100. But since we have the signature of the star and several people involved in the making of the movie, it becomes a treasure worth several thousands of dollars. It has even become popular to create retro posters for iconic films. Budding artists pay homage to their favorite movies by envisioning a new poster using today's art design on an old concept. I hope you have enjoyed this look in the history of movie posters as art. Stay tuned. There's more Design Santa Barbara after the break. Today on Michael's Minute, I would like to talk to you about fabrics. Fabrics are quite essential items for your upholstery and window covering, and we have a huge selection of them. We have Duraleaf fabrics, Fabricot, my favorite Kravit, we have our own house fabrics, and we have Ralph Lauren. For indoor-outdoor use, we have many different fabrics, and I would highly recommend you to come to Santa Barbara Design Center to see the largest selection of fabrics in town. Santa Barbara Design Center, 410 Olive. This week on Appraisals, we are looking at two Spanish honey jars. The region of Catalonia, which includes the city of Barcelona, is world famous for its terracotta pottery and tiles. The process of making this type of pottery includes hand mixing the clay, curing it, molding it, glazing, and firing the mold. The result is a gorgeous textured finish. When used in a tiling, Catalan terracotta can produce the incredible designs that accentuate architecture. For example, the New York subway system's City Hall station, built in 1904, employs this style with magnificent flair. In decorative design, Catalan terracotta can be used to create bowls, vases, and similar to today's items, pots. Now let's look at two beautiful examples of Catalan terracotta honey pots from the city of Barcelona. So we have these two beautiful honey jars, and they have amazing glaze on them, and the patina is on it is just absolutely beautiful. They're roughly about late 19th century. As you can see, there is traces of honey all over it at top of the glaze. They are from outskirts of Barcelona, to be exact. As a friend of mine that lives, and his heritage is Catalan, and he had these from his farm, and he replaced them obviously with new ones. It's an interesting thing that these, if you put your finger in it, you get some residues of old honey still attached to them. So they're not very heavy. Surprisingly, you can pick them up and they look heavier than they are. I like the color. Now in today's interiors, people use these because they have rich terracotta tones, and they have these amazing earth tones on them, and they're authentically old. Again, they are from Barcelona. Barcelona is considered one of the most beautiful cities in the world. With vibrant architecture, thriving artistic design, and a history that dates back to the Roman Empire, Barcelona is the sixth most populous city in Europe. Many of the city's markets where pots like these would have been purchased date back to the 18th century. The region is also an optimal climate for bees, hence the need for honeypots. So in this segment of appraisal, although they're old, although they are European, most of the expense goes to transportation of these. So once they come to the United States, instead of costing few $100s, they cost a couple of $1,000s because of, again, carrying this over the ocean with a container costs a lot of money. I appraised this for $2,000, the smaller one, $1,200. If you want to see any of these, please come to Santa Barbara Design Center. On today's Michael's Minute, I would like to talk to you about window coverings and treatments. Here's our specialist, Kara. Kara, would you kindly please tell us about the window treatment?
Absolutely. Here at the Santa Barbara Design Center, we do both hard and soft window coverings. These are our Norman shutters. And what you can do is you could partner these with our treatments. I've also seen some other of our clients partner with something a little bit more shimmery. Aside from the hard treatments, we do designer window treatments, and they come in an array of different colors. The big suggestion I have is don't be afraid of color and keep your finials and your rods very simple.
Well, thank you very much, Kara. I appreciate it. To see thousands of different window coverings, please come to Santa Barbara Design Center, 410 Oliver Street. Today on Design Santa Barbara, we are in Santa Barbara Design Center, heading toward Montecito to see my dear friend Lisa Wilson Goldmunds. You'll remember her from the past seasons. She has a modern project that she has been working on it for a while, and we have done a lot of custom pieces for this house from Santa Barbara Design Center, and I'm excited to see what she has for us.
Michael, welcome to another fun project we had together and another modern one for me.
Which is very unusual for our town, but you're getting a lot of them.
It's getting more and more popular. More people are asking for modern, and they're also asking, as this was a remodel, to take what was something in the 90s and bring it current for today.
Wonderful.
This was so much fun because we could do so many custom pieces.
So many custom pieces we did, and I love it.
The runner is beautiful and makes really great sense of a small, intimate space, which is the entryway, that then leads into the really gorgeous living room. And the rugs throughout, which are custom sized, all relate to each other.
Beautiful. We'd love to see what is next door.
Let's take a tour. But first, let's have a moment for the door, because this is a really important design element. As you know, with modern, we've said before, repeating strong elements in a strong space make a really good impact. So we took this element and we referenced it in the room we're about to go into.
Well, I would love to see.
Off we go. Look at this.
That's fantastic. I love the bearings. Look at that door.
We designed this to create intimacy for a large space. By closing this beautiful, really large living room becomes a space where you can retreat, and this was designed to reflect the front door. And then over to the fireplace. We'll take a little tour around the room. And the view's not bad.
Oh, the view is to die for. Look at that, especially in a day like today. You can see the islands. It's fabulous.
The beauty of a view, obviously, is the light and the air and that living in California thing that we all love. The challenge is that's a very important focal point. And you also want a room to be functional with a fireplace and a TV, so how do you balance all those focal points? That goes to the custom rug, exactly the size we need it, a sofa, exactly the size we need it, and then a piece that references a TV but makes it go away because it's really interesting, and relates to everything else in the room.
I remember that custom-made cabinet. It took us a while to do, but it came out wonderful, actually.
It was a labor of love from both here and abroad.
Oh,
let's say.
well, yes, let's say that. I love the rug, actually. It makes the whole room airy, happy, and lighten it up at the same time. Goes with the theme of the whole house.
That's what I love about this room. I think the reason it works is because we've kept a really simple palette of cream and gray and brown, with just then touches of green and blue, because that's referencing the outside.
It does.
That's exactly what you see from the window. It's very restful, yet you can get a lot of people in here and feel like it's a great room for being convivial.
What I like about when you do modern homes, and we have had few of them in the past, is very warm, very rich, and actually doesn't feel anything like the contemporary coldness a lot of houses have. You create warmth. I mean, look at this thing. It feels like you want to live here.
I have a friend who calls it soft contemporary,
Soft contemporary.
because it is soft. You want to sit down. It doesn't feel foreboding.
It doesn't feel harsh, doesn't feel, cold. It's beautiful. And I love the design of the couch you created. Warm, at the same time very functional, as you mentioned.
Very simple, very, very comfortable. That's important.
Oh, yeah.
Now, let's go to the fireplace so we can reference the other pieces.
Let's do.
When we got here, this was, it looked like painted tinfoil, which was not really the look we were going for. So we made it, we took that facing off, and again, fabricated with the same door in mind that then references the front door. And when you look at it in the whole, it just flows really well.
That's the continuity that you always have. Beautiful, very nice.
And then the seating area, again, centered here, but always with a reference to the view. You can sit here and enjoy the view. You can sit here and count your blessings.
You don't get tired. This is an incredible view.
Not at all.
So, where do we go from here, Miss Lisa?
Let's go to the dining room.
Let's do.
As we walk from the living room with the high ceiling into the dining room with the lower ceiling, there's a transition space that creates, again, that sense of moving from one space to another. This is what makes my job
beautiful.
So much fun. Beautiful crystals that we found, and then designed custom bases for
The
them.
bases are out of this world. Well, how did you do that?
Well, we found the crystals, and then I worked with the fabricator, and we just, again, made them look like they're supposed to be sitting on those. So that's the beauty of custom.
Fabulous. All right.
And then again, another rug here in the dining room, which custom size, references this one, clean, big concrete top table, but soft chairs.
I was wondering when you ordered these things and they were a light color, I was wondering what are we gonna do? But I mean,
well, we're going to make sure the dog isn't always on them, and we're going to clean them well.
Oh well, that's cool. And it looks fabulous in here. It just sets off the whole room. You start with a darker wood and light
Dark
rug on
and
it.
light, and again, just a few colors, just a very simple palette. So our view, once again, is the star of the show.
Amazing.
And here we have the master bedroom, which is quite something.
It's actually voluminous as well. Pretty big.
The spaces are big, but this ceiling is lower, so it doesn't feel cavernous. So again, the sparkle of the ocean was the inspiration for here, which is why we did mirrored lamps. It just brings that silver tone in. The headboard that you did so well.
I remember the headboard, yes.
Again, the little,
The nail heads that are shiny.
yeah. And the gray with the custom carpets
Obviously, that's beautiful.
that had to be the right size for the room. And then the bedding we kept really simple and plain because it's just calm.
But you picked the colors of the rug as well as the headboard
Yes,
in it.
yeah.
That's wonderful.
Again, that modern theme of not too much, just enough. You'll see in the house there aren't a lot of accessories. There's not a ton of art, but the art that's here references what the owner really loves.
It's great. I remember when you were getting the rugs, you were getting it in the warm tones, and here they are, beautiful.
It's not blue, it's not gray, it's somewhere in between, it's grayish.
It's wonderful, and again, speechless. It's just beautiful.
Thank
It's a
you.
wonderful job. Very nice.
It's a great place. And from here, why don't we just do a tour of the rest of the rooms,
Oh,
the
yes,
rest
please,
of the house? 'Cause
please. If you could show the viewers, the rest of the house is just stunning.
it
Thank
would
you.
be my pleasure.
Please.
So the master bath was a great fun remodel. We took out the old-fashioned tub and we put in something sleeker, and I found 3 slabs of this beautiful stone that looks like the sand and the ocean and referenced everything else we had going on in the house. It just is a beautiful, really relaxing spot, and my client loves reading in this room after a shower. I love this guest suite. It's calm blues and whites, and you can do everything you need to here. You can sleep, you can study or work at the desk, you can sit outside on your own private little terrace, and then you can swing over to your sitting room and relax, watch TV, entertain, just enjoy life. So this guest suite, while it's the smallest in the house, still has everything you need. It has a place to work and a place to sleep and a little nice corner reading chair. That's, I think, the beauty of bedrooms with design. You should put everything in you need. Just off the great room is the breakfast area and kitchen with, again, amazing views. And we have the baby brother light fixture from the great room, which helps the transition of spaces. What was important with the kitchen remodel was to integrate everything that today's cook and family needed while respecting the fact that it's still a view and making it really livable, which is the 3 benches with the amazing book match stone on the counter. And what I love about this book match stone is when you stand in front of it and you're sitting there in the morning having your coffee, you feel like you're part of the eagle's wings taking off into the beautiful view in front of you. The pool cabana got a bit of a lift with the new concrete tile floor and this great huge sectional that Michael did for me that can really take just about anything you want to throw at it. It gets a lot of use in and out, and it has not a mark on it.
Wow, what a wonderful job Lisa has done in this house. From the remodel all the way down to the pieces she has picked from Santa Barbara Design Center for this house that we custom made. It came out wonderful and beautiful. As she says it, this is a contemporary house, but a very soft and warm. She's exceptional and looking forward to see her again.